a fight we cannot win. Just you and I defying gravity.
Did you hear how in sync their voices were there? Even the vibrato at points were doing this. My friends, my Geratones, welcome back to another vocal breakdown video, and I had to get to this one. I wasn't planning on doing this one, but I saw it pop up and I was like, I gotta talk about some of the stuff in here because I love the concept of this video and how they're infusing the singing into this production. So y'all know who they are, Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, we love them so much here. So let's talk about this cool featurette, and I wanna give some feedback on it and talk about what they're doing vocally in the featurette. She almost kind of changed between the ooh and the e vowels and kind of blended them. And I'm assuming she was probably just warming up her voice. That's what I'm thinking. Or just kind of keeping her voice engaged as she's walking through the set to get to her spot or whatever. I think. I have no context. I'm just guessing. But she was clearly engaging her voice in that way in kind of a warm-up fashion, if you will.
You know, when we came into this movie, we weren't sure how much we were going to do live or not.
Suddenly.
But there are...
Ariana kind of had this more classical, legit sound. Kind of right there in that little excerpt right there. I really like that she's bringing that sound into this a little bit. That's really cool. I like that.
Best singers in the world. And so every scene, they have been singing live.
You see she kind of opened up the vowel a little bit. The jaw kind of came more forward and down a little bit, and she tilted her head back. Right there. Yeah, that was kind of cool. A little more classical sound, if you will. More vibrato, more connection a little bit.
3, 2, 1, action.
Popular.
We chose to sing live because it meant that we would be further connected to the words we were saying.
And I love this idea of them singing live in the movie because when you sing live, there's more of a connection to the character, to the words, to the music. So I'm sure it's going to be so much more of an authentic, real, dare I say, tangible experience of hearing them sing live in the theater. Kind of like you go to a musical theater show and hear them sing live. It's the same concept. You go to a musical theater show, 9.999 times out of 10, they're singing live on those Broadway stages, on those West End stages. They're singing live.
And to each other.
Some becoming popular.
Popular. That that R sound is really present in this song on purpose.
It was an immediate no-brainer for Cynthia and I. We both were like, well, of course we're singing live.
There's something special about what happens when music is live in a room.
Did you hear the tone and the timbre, the vocal track change on the walk-up of Look? So if you care to find me, look. And it almost like opened up more, and that look was kind of longer. So if you care to find me, look to the western sky. But it's like she narrowed the vocal track just a little bit and opened up the vowel a little bit more this way. So if you care to find me, look toward the western sky instead of look. But I think that narrow and forwardness that I always talk about her having, that's just a natural thing that she has. I don't think she tries to have this forward, really nice placement. It's just natural for her, or she's worked really hard to get it or whatever, but it's supernatural for her, supernatural. And look at her body. She's not pushing. She's not, she's just standing there singing. I'm sure those breathing muscles are in motion and in use right now for sure and engaged, but she's not pushing. She's not, she's not trying hard. She's just singing and letting it float. And that's the thing with high notes, y'all. Let them float. Don't try to push them. Because if you try to push them, it gets harder to do. Because you're overexerting, overworking yourself. So just let them float. Let them float like she doing. Let them float.
You're perfect.
You're perfect.
So we're perfect together. Born to be forever. Dancing through life.
They add a vibrato towards the end of that life for kind of like 3/4 through it. Dancing through life.
So what we've managed to do is immerse the audience because effectively our movie set is also a recording studio. So that raw and real emotion that we are recording on set right now will be what you hear and experience in the theater.
He could be that boy. I'm not that girl.
I feel like she switched registers just a little bit, but because that chestier, thicker voice was lighter, I'm not that girl, she can kind of switch up seamlessly. And then she kind of kept the girl a little bit longer. Not that girl. The R was lessened in articulation. That girl. And the T of that was kind of lessened too. That girl.
It feels really powerful to be able to use singing in that way.
You feel it, the effects that they both have on the set.
He's gonna cry. It's so beautiful. Yeah. It's so beautiful.
There's no fight we cannot win. Just you and I defying gravity.
Did you hear how in sync their voices were there? That was bananas to me in the best way. Even how they shaped their vowels and even the vibrato at points were doing this. I can't even do it. We're doing this. There we go. At points, their vibrato speeds were literally in sync. Like, that's crazy. And the cool thing about this is that they have two very distinct voices, but they mesh together so well. And that last T on fight was kind of like a soft, super soft dental T maybe, or it was let go altogether, but you can really hear that last fight. That T of fight was really lessened / probably omitted, I think. And even in the S of just, the S had the same duration for both of them. Just you and I probably got the duration wrong, but you see what I'm saying? It's these little tiny details that make this part so cohesive, on top of the fact that they're amazing vocalists, you know, that's besides the fact. But it's just these little nuances, these little details really make singing with other people even that much more cohesive and efficient, because you're being intentional about the moves you're making, even in the minute articulatory details and how long you hold notes out and how long the S stays the S and how soft or hard I'm going to have the T. Those things matter. Those things matter. And I feel like they lifted the weight on just you and I. They got a little bit lighter and a little bit more higher in resonance, if I could say it like that. And even on that diphthong of defying gravity, they both had that diphthong shaped the same way in duration, in pacing. Defying gravity. It wasn't defying. They didn't do it differently, or they didn't do it like that. It was defying gravity. So they were really consistent on that first part of the diphthong. Defying gravity.
With you and I defying gravity.
Whenever we would get to the end of an incredibly emotional day, Cynthia and I would refer to ourselves as husks, having given everything we've got.
So if you can't find me.
I think audience will be very surprised about the experience they're gonna get here. No one has ever seen this powerhouse like this before. It was like the best concert you could have ever attended at the best seats in the house.
Let's go!
Wicked. Rated PG. Only in theaters November 22nd.
She got a little bit of that grit in there. I love that. And I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed watching it with y'all. And as I will always forever say to you, be vocally bold, creative, and aware, but most of all, be vocally you. I love you so much. I'll see you soon.